Aces fans, how are we doing? Nick Batter is with you here on Instagram Live. It's time to announce the re-signing of a player. So we'll give everyone a little bit of time to hop in here and get in the Instagram Live. So glad to have you with us on this Thursday afternoon. I'll let everyone jump in here for a moment before we get things going. Nick Batters will be joined very soon here by the newest member of the Melbourne Aces. Really excited to be welcoming someone back to the squad. I can't believe it. I mean, the offseason has just absolutely flown by, right? We're only a couple of months away from the start of the 21-22 season. It's crazy. So everyone get on in here. We'll give you a little bit of time before the latest member to rejoin us at the Melbourne Aces hops on, and I'll chat to him for a few minutes. So once we bring him in here, we'll let you leave some questions in here. I have some questions I'll go over with him, but the newest Melbourne Ace, I shouldn't say the newest, he's coming back. But so that's a little bit of a hint. It's someone that is coming back to the Melbourne Aces, if you can guess. So he'll come in here and join me in a moment. Mel, I miss you too. I'll be back soon. I'm looking forward to getting back to Australia. We keep it busy in Arkansas. But we'll let everyone get in here for a moment before we announce who's coming back to the team. Everyone, good to see you. Who do we have here? Lots of people. Almost 30 of you guys in the chat. Go. Reese Longstaff, how are you? Lots of familiar names and faces here. Glad to have everyone here with us. Todd Grego, good to see you. Let's see. Should we go ahead and bring him in? What do you guys think? Up to almost 30 folks. We'll let those notifications go out. And I'm really excited. This is one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and see who's coming back to the Melbourne Aces this year.
Oh, I can't hear you. What? Nico.
Yeah, how are we doing?
Good, mate. How you going?
Yeah, I'm going well. Thanks so much. You're coming back to the Melbourne Aces this year. Really excited.
Yeah, man.
Back. How excited are you to be coming back to the club?
Oh, dude, absolutely stoked. It's my first proper full season with the Aces. So yeah, I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely stoked to be back.
I'd imagine that has to feel good. This is going to be, your fourth season, but your first time joining the club from the start and signing before the season starts. That has to feel good, right?
Oh man, it feels great. Like it's yeah, I mean, like the last 3 years, it's obviously been a blessing to be able to play. Don't get me wrong, and get the call and get the opportunity. But yeah, just the fact that it's able to be a full season and be able to be with the guys from day one and kind of build that chemistry from day one instead of kind of just rocking up and being like, hey, new guy, you know. So yeah, I'm absolutely stoked, man. I can't wait. I'm hopefully everything will go smoothly for the season. Yeah.
Well, we're really glad to have you back. So you were here for part of the 2015-16 season. You joined us and filled in at first base in Perth at the end of the 1920 season. I guess it was about halfway through this past season. A couple of things that we can touch on with that. First, your first weekend back with the Aces was just ridiculous. You had that 2-homer game against Canberra. What was feeling good that weekend? How good did it feel to be back in an Aces uniform then?
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I think there wasn't any pressure. D-San was really chill about it. He was like, hey, man, like just come and just enjoy yourself, have some fun. No pressure at all. Just go and do you and be you. And that's basically what I was doing. Just trying to have fun and be myself in the box, not try to complicate things. Once that happens, everything kind of goes out the window, especially for myself. So, but yeah, no, it was an unreal weekend. But yeah, more or less, I think it was just the fact that I got to play at that level again and come down and play for the Aces. So.
And it had to have felt good to be a part of the championship celebration at the end of the season too, huh?
Yeah, I missed out on the year before, but yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Something definitely top tier of top five things that I've experienced. Absolutely amazing being able to experience that, especially back to back too for all the guys that were there the year before. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
Ready for that championship ring ceremony at the start of the year? Get the second ring.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they look like. Hey, I've been thinking about it in the last few weeks, about what they look like, and I got a little case here with all the rest of my rings, and I'll chuck it in there and
there you go.
sit there and look nice and pretty. Yeah.
Aces fans, so glad to have you along as we welcome Jack Barrie for the upcoming season. If you have any questions for Jack, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We'll try and get to some. I know you have a lot of fans in the chat, and we're glad to have all the support. One of the things I want to ask you, you're from Queensland, but this is your fourth season with the Aces. What is it that you like so much about playing in Melbourne and playing for the Aces? What keeps you coming back?
The fact that they have given me the opportunity time and time again. There's been issues with other places and other teams where I just haven't really got an opportunity because other guys, which is just how baseball works. But yeah, just every year they always have the time for me. There's never an issue, and all the people, including all the people like the like front of staff and the coaches, they're all like the best people. I've never had an issue. So it's really hard for me to say no to come back ever, So it's super easy to come back. Yeah, just the fact that I'm able to get an opportunity and play with those guys. I'm quite loyal to the Aces now.
Although we really appreciate that loyalty. Let's think back to February. The season ends, the championship's won. We go into lockdown for 5 days, but after we're out of lockdown, quarantine. Take us through. What have you been up to since the ABL season? I know you've been keeping pretty busy.
Yeah, look, I've been running my business. I've been still doing my cold pressed juice business in the background of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the season, I got a call from Gift and GoPay,
and
he hit me up to come and play for his team that he was coaching for, the Quebec Capitals. And I was like, sure, I'd love to go over and play indie ball. Why not? Give it a crack.
Yeah.
It was a very different experience. We were a team that was on the road for the whole time, pretty much. I think end of July was when they first went up to Canada, was when they're about to go to their home game. So it was like 2.5 months or 3 months on the road. Unfortunately, I ended up getting cut. Just some things happened, and baseball, it is what it is. But yeah, super busy, literally traveling everywhere, and it was right in the midst of when Australia locked down and cut the amount of people coming back into the country. So tickets went from $1,500 to like $8,000 to $15,000. So that was good for the savings account. But no, look, man, it was a crazy experience. Definitely something to learn from and live from. But yeah, I've only just started getting back home and back settled, and I'm getting back into training now and getting ready for the season with the Aces. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to hear that you're getting ready for the season. A couple of things that we can digest from that. Let's touch on the cold pressed juice business first. How did you get into that side of things off the baseball diamond? How long have you been at that, and how's it going?
I've been doing it for close to over 2 years now, I think. I came back from college, and I had some unfortunate things happen with my eligibility over in college, and I had to leave early, so I couldn't finish my degree. And I'm not much of a studious guy as it is, so I was kind of like, not going to worry about studying anymore. I'm just going to try to pursue something. And where I live in the Sunshine Coast, it's very much kind of like a California vibe. Everyone's all about their health and that kind of stuff. So I kind of went down the niche road of cold pressed juice, and it's an absolute booming business here. Everyone's all about that, and kind of just ran with it. We're very small. We only go to farmers markets and
Okay.
and that kind of stuff. But I basically make health drinks and health products, as well as like natural fruit roll ups and biscuits, all made from the pulp of the juices that I make. Just to try and cut down on waste. We don't use any plastic. We use all glass bottles and recycle them. So yeah, just trying to be environmentally conscious, as well as putting a positive impact on your body and your gut health.
No.
So that's basically what I've been doing for the last 2 years of my life, and it's been really cool. Been weird being my own boss. That's for sure. Yeah, I can't really yell at myself when I mess up. So, but no, it's very eye opening about running your own business and being your own boss. Having to tell other people what to do. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but no, I love it. And hopefully, I'm in the process of building things and making things a bit bigger, and hopefully branching out to a few more places over the sunny coast. So, yeah, watch this space. It should hopefully blow up.
Watch this space. If you guys haven't already, shoot Jack a follow. Lots of stuff to look out from him. I saw somebody ask what your flavors. Do you have a favorite juice or a favorite product that you guys sell?
I do, yeah. So it's called Repair. It's a pear juice.
Okay.
It's got pear, red apples, green apples, mint, beetroot, and lemon in it.
Okay.
And it's a stomach cleanse. It basically just kind of cleans you out from top to bottom, and it tastes great whilst you're doing it too. So perfect. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Cold pressed juices. Next thing coming to Melbourne Ballpark.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Let's talk about your season in the Frontier League a little bit. You mentioned Gift and Go, one that invited you over to come play with that team. What was it like getting to play alongside him a little longer? He's a really good talent on the field, isn't he?
Oh, he is the best shortstop I've ever seen on a field. Just the things that guy can do on a baseball field at shortstop is mind-boggling. I didn't think it was real. It's like you're playing the show, and you press a button and he does some weird wild catch and throws a guy out. You're like, what? Dude? What level are you on? What's going on?
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome. It was awesome to hang out with him more. Me and him are really close. So it was great to kind of catch up with him more and spend some time with him. He was with his family for the most part too. So they were spending a bit of time, but whenever we could hang out. But yeah, no, that was awesome. Just I've always have a lot of time for Gift, and just spending time with him on the field always is definitely a blast because he's so chirpy and smiley all the time too. So, but yeah, no, it was a good experience, man. I started red hot at the start, and doing really well, and then just some little things off to the side started happening, and some mental things, and I just plummeted. Yeah. And I started doing a lot better at the end, and started pulling myself out of that slump. Yeah. And it just wasn't enough, and I ended up just getting the cut, which that's how baseball works sometimes. So I have to take it on the chin and keep rolling. So
it must be tough to be playing every game on the road and not have a home stadium. That's not something you see in sports too often, but a unique aspect of independent baseball in the U.S.
Yeah, it was wild, man. I've never seen other teams go out of their way to treat you poorly because you're the away team and they know like your schedule and what's going on. Like we had guys like we would come to like the field. We weren't allowed to use like one team's batting cage. We had like a batting cage at the back that was like half falling down in like a little like dog paddock, and like a screen with like 5 holes in it. And they're like, yeah, you can use that. I'm like, God. We had no towels. We had no food afterwards. Like, just a bad experience. Other teams were a lot more accommodating, but most of them were like that, where they just didn't really care, and they try to get that one up mentally. So it was very tough for some of the guys, myself including. Yeah. Trying to overcome that, it was a little bit weird. Yeah, definitely a different aspect.
I think one thing that people don't realize is how good the level of play is, though, in those independent leagues. The Atlantic League, the American Association, you were in the Frontier League. I mean, people say, oh, it's not minor league baseball. In a lot of cases, it's going to be better than some level of the minor leagues, isn't it?
Yeah, look, yeah, man. I would definitely say, like, the Frontier League would be more of like a hitting league, personally. Sure. Like there are pitching there, but like there's guys like the pitching's like 88 to 92. Like we saw one guy throwing up to 100 miles an hour, which was gnarly. Yeah. but it's definitely a hitting league. Like a lot of ex big leaguers
Yeah.
in those leagues. I think there was a point where Todd Frazier was playing for one of the teams in our league,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. So yeah, just watching the different, pardon me, the different levels of hitting,
Yeah.
and those guys who have been through minor league systems, or who are ex major league guys, and how they approach. Like it just kind of just gives you a different like tool in the belt of how to approach different aspects and
Sure.
situations of the game. So I learned a ton,
Oh, I bet.
as much as I could, in terms of the mental side of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome watching most of those hitters. Yeah.
So you bounced around the field a bit in your career. Aces fans probably know you most for being a first baseman. Played a couple games in the outfield this year. I know you played some third base when you were with the Aces a few years ago. It looked like you were playing a lot of right field with Quebec. What's it like bouncing around to so many different positions on the diamond?
It's good. It's good if you have a base where you're able to practice
Yeah.
and you're able to like renew that information, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't care who you are. If you just kind of just run out there and just expect to do it, it's not always going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just mentally blank on a few things, especially when you're playing. Like there is a little bit of a difference between left field and right field, or there's a little bit of difference between first base and third base.
Yeah.
It's little things you have to kind of think about. So it is a bit different for sure. Being used to those positions, like you're kind of used to it at that point, but it's definitely nice to have a little bit of practice before you jump out there.
Yeah.
So like with Quebec, I was mostly practicing at first base, and then
Yeah.
I just got thrown out in right field, and I was like, oh, cool, no worries, and I'm able to hold my own in the outfield.
Yeah.
I was making a few diving plays, and I robbed a few home runs, which was pretty wild. So
Yeah.
haven't really done that before, which was
You got
kind of cool. But yeah, no, it's definitely a little bit of a mental aspect in trying to change how you mentally approach each pitch,
Sure.
because each position is so different. Yeah.
Is there one where you feel most comfortable?
I like the outfield because it kind of gives me a bit more time to like, I guess, let the game come to me.
Yeah.
At first, sometimes I can get a little bit jumpy, and but I mean, I think with more repetition and more time at any position, that kind of stuff goes away. But I also like the outfield because if I do catch a ball, I'm able to let it eat and throw it as hard as I can and show off my arm, which is always fun. So.
And I remember we saw you make a couple nice plays in the outfield in your time this past season with the Aces. I've there are a couple people in the comments. You have a lot of fans, a lot of supporters, a lot of good people supporting the Aces and you. A lot of people want to know who your favorite club ball player is.
Oh, probably that Jason Kilby guy. He's probably definitely my favorite club ball guy for sure. Yeah, look, shout out to all the guys who did the Jack Barrie fan page. It started off as just like a muck around and a joke, and it's turned into something that's kind of gotten out of hand a little bit.
Yeah.
But look, shout out to those guys. They're all from my club for the most part, the Redcliffe Padres, and they're just a bunch of goobers, having fun, mucking around. So yeah, shout out to those guys. I love them to bits. So.
What was it like playing against some of your Redcliffe teammates with the Brisbane Bandits?
It was cool. It
Yeah.
was sweet. Yeah, Dermot and Liam. Yeah, they're always good mates. Especially Sam Holland too. Me and Sam get along really well. So yeah, it's always good seeing those guys. I do like most of the guys on the Bandits team. Most of the guys on the Bandits team. But yeah, so like. What's that?
We're all friends here in the ABL.
Exactly. We're all friends. But yeah, no, it was awesome seeing those guys playing and getting an opportunity to actually step up and play for Brisbane. I was stoked for them. Especially Dermot and Liam deserve to be at that stage and being able to show who they are, especially as young junior guys. They should be pushed up and in that rank. So yeah, I was absolutely stoked for those guys.
Getting back to talking about the Aces, how excited are you to have Peter Moylan at the helm of the club this year?
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I was literally when they did the press release for it, I was so stoked.
Yeah.
Literally the coolest guy ever. You know, I do love Desan, and I think he's always a great coach. But I mean, I think it's going to be amazing with Moilo this year. Just like the knowledge for one, and two, just how he is with like team chemistry,
Yeah.
and you know, with all the guys. It's going to be a very fun year. I'm very excited.
So
Yeah.
questions in the chat for Jack Barrie, you can go ahead and get those in. A lot of your mates in the chat. That's good to see.
Oh my God, the Muppets.
We're a couple of months away from the start of the season. What's training regimen going to look like as we get ready? What are you going to be doing to get ready and be ready for the start of the season?
Yeah, look, so I live pretty far away from the nearest field. I live about an hour and a half away from my club field.
Yeah.
So my training regimen is usually going down to the cricket cages and hitting tees off the nets there and throwing balls into the cage.
Yeah.
Just getting kind of field ready. I'll be going to the gym soon. I've been in bed for the last 3 weeks. I've been crook as, but yeah, back on the mend, feeling absolutely 110% at the moment. So I will be hitting the gym, getting started on everything tomorrow.
Okay.
Literally tomorrow. So that gets started. But yeah, I'll be mixing in a bunch of gym stuff and then a little bit of field stuff for myself, as well as we have club training going on. So I'll mix in with those guys just to get some reps at fielding and hitting and that kind of stuff. So
unless we have any last question, once the Jack Barrie bobblehead, Mel, if you're still here, I guess you're the be getting on.
That's a big head, big big bobblehead.
Fans at Melbourne Ballpark with the big cardboard cutouts of your head.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Take the trip down from Queensland. Well, if there aren't any other questions, Jack, thank you so much for carving out a part of your Thursday to come have a chat with me. We're really looking forward to having you this season. I think it's gonna be a really good year of Aces baseball again.
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks so much, Nico. All the best over there, and I hope to see you soon, dude.
Sounds good. Take care. Jack Barrie,
Cheers, bro.
The 2021-22 Melbourne Aces team. Lots more signings to come, maybe another this week. Stick around. Jack, again, thanks so much.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, everyone.